Here we are, Friday night. Let me click some buttons here. Boom. We're ready to go. Let's ramble.
The weekly ramble.
This is the segment where I take a timer, set it for 22 minutes, and ramble about art. We are a go. So I'm keeping my eye on the microphone, but it might drop. So if you're watching the rebroadcast live stream, maybe forward ahead. We'll see. I'll try to catch it. But yeah, I thought about time a lot this week. How it evaporates so easily, and how that annoys me. And I've watched a lot of things, and I've consumed a lot of ADHD talk. And one of the things I've heard, I read, I listened, is that Terry, what's up? I'm talking to the live chat. I'm just rambling here. But yeah, so ADHD, you don't have a sense of time a lot of the time. And what that means is that you can, for example, go into the studio and then, not realize what happened, where the time went. And that was happening to me a lot this week. And then I started to think about that even more. And sorry, I'm looking at it's funny when old friends pop in. Good night, Terry. Good to see you. But if you're ever awake at odd hours, I'm usually on here. But so I thought about the time thing. I thought about how I grew up. I thought about a lot of my life has been improv, because that's what I grew up in, was a house where things were very much improv. Things didn't happen at the times they were supposed to. It was chaotic. And I realized that when I became a father, I did not want that. And so weekly, there is a structure. There's a structure that's very hard on me, but my things get done when they're supposed to. And I do have to improv, but it's not of my doing. And that's weird, because I do think I was a person who grew up wanting something like that. It just wasn't available. And so I think what really triggered that was one morning, my kids have various appointments sometimes, and we got shifted around, and everything was just backwards for me that day. And one of the things that I do with my time is, studio time's the easiest. It happens in the middle of the night. But as far as the daytime, I do my socials, I do my whatever I need to do. And there are blocks in between those appointments where I'm just sitting there. And that's a hard thing for me if I don't have something to do. So usually I have my computer, I have something, and I had all that. But I found myself in a situation where the Wi-Fi where I wasn't doing what I needed it to do. And then I start to panic because, oh my God, what happened? I'm just going to be sitting here unproductively. And then I looked at my car. So there are stages for everything that I do, priorities, and cleaning the car lags on that. So I started cleaning it and I felt fulfilled. And that was a very strange moment because it's like I just needed a productive purpose. The idea of being stranded somewhere and doing nothing, it's just weird. Yeah. That like waiting rooms are not my forte. But anyway, that that was that was a lot of my week, and that's okay. I still got a lot done. I still did a ton of studio work, so that was cool. I started to I started doing prints, like limited edition prints last week, and so I'm setting that up, sending them to the lab. I'm excited because I want to make them special. So this will be the inaugural, and yeah, I just want to make them cool. I think that's my main MO always. Yeah. I one time I was on a jury panel, and so we're looking through artwork for other artists. It was from a grant that I had received, and so you would get invited to review applications. And I remember the language in there. It was everything that estranges most people from art. You know, that they'd go through a slide, there was 10 slides, and someone would say something like, oh, it's so avant-garde, and blah, 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 blah. And just things that hurt my head. Not that you know, I don't know. So I'd get asked occasionally, and you know why I voted for this, or you could defend something if it didn't get enough votes. And sometimes I'm like, it's just cool. And my peers in the room, a lot of them didn't like that. But I think that's what art boils down to. Do you like it or not? Is it cool or not? And it's really that simple. But I think a lot of the times it's not presented that way. And that's, I think, harmful to letting the masses enjoy it. So that made me think of there's that documentary Exit Through the Gift Shop. And so Mr. I forget his name. Something Brain. Mr. Brainwash. That's it. So that the whole documentary follows his strange path to yeah, I mean, known artist in terms of that, and that's what I'm saying. That you know, it's not mass adoption, but Mr. Brainwash gets bigger, really big, and I think Banksy and a few other artists are interviewed about it. I think Banksy may have produced that. I'm not sure, but don't quote me. I need a producer. See, producer would be could yeah, I could ask them. You look that up. Wait, you know what? I can ask AI who produced. I guess I do have a producer through gift shop film. All right. Huh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Banksy. There you go. Thank you, producer. AI robot. I love that. Yeah. I feel empowered in this moment by my new producer. I'm just gonna call him Frankie. No, you know what? I was actually. It's weird. I've had conversations with AI, and I started calling them Sport. So producer Sport. And the reason is I would ask him to do a description for me, and it always sounded like The Great Gatsby, and that's not how I wanted that to sound. And so I'd have like kind of arguments with AI, which is fun. It's been funny having that interaction because in terms of AI and its uses and the artist, in the end, it probably always is about input. That will never, that will always be needed. So, and yeah, that comforts me. I don't know if it comforts me. I like it though. I like the idea that the input is needed, that a thing can be made, but there still needs to be decisions, and there still needs to be strategy and composition, or how something evolves or exists. Yeah, yeah. I'm still stuck in big league chewing gum land. I think Chubbs is back there. I love. I don't know. I enjoy my little binges. I forgot though because I was doing Cracker Jack ball players for a while. I may need to go back to that one because that is a cool baseball card set. So yeah, I need to. What I love it when well, any media is part monochrome and then there's color. I love the contrast of that. It makes me happy. It just feels surreal, I guess. And I enjoy surreal. Yeah. I think I'm still like recovering from this week. I'm not through it. There's still the weekend. So yeah, I'm gonna pray for myself. One of my favorite comedy bits is not one of my favorite, but this well from this comic from, oh man, I'm blanking on the name. But he said the bit was, you know, sometimes I'm going through a hard time. Somebody will say, I'll pray for you. It's like, I'm going through a hard time and you're just going to sit there and pray for me. It's like, make me a sandwich. So I might remember who that was later. But that was funny. I've been watching, my favorite comedian is Dave Attell. And how I became a fan, I think like probably a lot of people, was the show Insomniac. And what I loved about that show was that it started with him in a comedy club. And then once his set was done, he would go out into the night and just be up all night looking to see what was doing in each town that he was in. And so to me, really processing that, because comedy is an art. To sit there, I guess it's part of what inspired me to ramble for 22 minutes to see if, but it's different, I guess, but it is different because there's a lot of prep work into what they do. And I don't know, but it did inspire this. But my point is, or what I was focusing on, trying to, this is the ramble, different from my collected musings. What I liked was that he presented that art form at the beginning, and then he went out into the world and interacted with the world as that comic, as that artist that always fascinated me. I don't know that I put it together that way, but that's what I loved about that show. And aside from just loving his humor, but yeah, so I was soaking up a lot of him talking. And it made me happy to have that realization and realize that it's inspired me in a lot of weird ways. Yeah. Well, art in general, it's entertainment, and I mean, what a format to really grasp at in is stand-up comedy. So yeah, I might have to do a Dave Attell portrait. I remember I saw him once. So what happened was I was driving home. Across from me was the Houston Improv, and I saw the sign that he was there tonight. So I, screeching tires, U-turn. I'm running because the show's at 7. I think it was like 6:50. I'm running and I'm panting when I get to the tickets. And I say, "Are there any seats left?" And the guy says, "Yeah." And so I go in, and there's the show, and classic Dave Attell. He said, "Come on, half empty room," in the middle of his set. He's like, where is everybody? And I think somebody says rodeo. I'm like, oh yeah. And but I was just enjoying it, and he was visibly flustered, and yeah, which was insightful. That might have been like the first real, well, yeah, like where I went to a comedy venue. But so I was just really enjoying it, even the fact that he wasn't, was, I don't know, entertaining. And then I go to the, like, show ends, and then I was hoping he'd come out, and there he was. And so he looked sad, and then he looked surprised. He's like, "You're waiting for me?" And I was it's like, "Yeah," it's like the only thing I watch on television, which was true. And he's was one of the only things that really caught my attention at that time. And he said, "Oh, that's just sad." Right, that was that thing. Never meet your heroes. didn't apply here. That was perfect. But yeah, that could be hit or miss, I guess. I remember it happening. I'm not gonna say who, but it it was cool for a while. But then I started to really see this person, and you don't know what other people go through, but it was just so negative. Like, and it made me sad because it wasn't the artist that inspired me. It still inspires me, and I get it. You don't live somebody else's life, and it's not a judgment. It's just that thing I'm thinking about. Where, yeah, I was always, I still am. Like if I buy a piece of art, I don't. I'm sometimes nervous about meeting the artist because of that 50-50 split. But I wouldn't say it's a 50-50 split. It's just when it does. It's that whole thing where the negativity can have such weight. And it was a bummer, but I learned to look at it in terms of the person that inspired me. That person really did exist. Their artwork did exist. I guess that's why I'm so receptive when anyone reaches out. Well, first of all, I'm just thankful, but I I don't want to be anything like that. I just, yeah, I just want to, I don't know, leave a better impression than that. And definitely not be negative. I think that type of thing happens once, like, I guess negativity, because it, post Ramble, I think negativity happens because maybe in some respects it's kind of easy to complain. And it's often forgotten to be grateful. So, which I do every day. I'm grateful that I'm sitting here talking to my computer in the middle of the night. I have that luxury. With that, I think I'm out of here. Here, I'm going to follow some. Well, I'll sign out of the musing, and then I'll look around and follow some of the people that popped in. All right, until next time, this has been
The Weekly Ramble.
There we go. All right, let's see. So good to see Terry pop up. Blood Brothers Barbecue, if you're in Houston. Check them out. Amazing. Let's see here. Nice. Here's an artist. We're gonna float him up. Let's take a look. That's funny. I've been mute again. That's all right. You guys were looking at the visuals, hopefully. It's funny, nobody says anything live, but when people watch the recorded live streams on some of, like on Facebook and stuff, I'll get a note. All right. I think, oh yeah. I was about to do this. I was about to go over here, follow you on my other channel. Very nice. Did I follow you there? Yeah. I'm paranoidally looking at that microphone. These are cool, man. Excellent smile. Nice. Oh, good. Somebody else is on TikTok. I don't get much artist interaction there. You get lots of attention though, so that's nice. These are very cool. Love this. Cool. Let's see. Oh man, did I bump off? Yeah, I did. Or wait, I didn't. Did I? I don't know. I bumped somebody off. All right, I'm out of here. Or the mic goes out again. Yeah, that's it. But thank you for joining. Let me see. Yeah. Cue up my outro here. I'll see you guys later. Have a good Saturday.
Bebop.
Bye.